Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate that so much. So it seems to me like Toyota just wants alternative and they don't want to put all their eggs in one basket to just go all in on the EV, which makes complete sense to me. You always want to have options, right? Because right now EVs are being pushed down our throats, but yet they haven't really addressed the concerns of certain areas, or especially here in the state of California, where we have energy problems, especially during the summertime. We're not allowed to run the air at certain time, and you're not allowed to charge your vehicle at certain times. So they haven't really addressed the whole infrastructure to, to be able to power these homes and charge these vehicles. Can you imagine if everybody got EVs and we all plugged in at the same time? What would happen? It would just completely destroy the grid. Because some of those grids they need to be renovated because it's old as hell on some of them. That's why they had the same issue that happened in Texas, where everything just completely failed when they had the ice storm that several people died from because of lack of electricity. They couldn't get heat on their homes, be able to power up their ACs, their heaters and stuff like that. So same thing would happen here if we all just decide to just go completely all EVs, all plugged in at the same time. That's the recipe for disaster. So the fact that Toyota has been, trying out different things, whether it's a synthetic fuel or hydrogen fuel cells, which I've been talking about a lot. So Toyota has been going really hard on that, and also making a lot of hybrid vehicles as well too. Now, synthetic is an interesting one. So Toyota is actually, I don't know if they're partnering up or I don't know, but synthetic fuel is being made by Exxon, and Toyota is testing it. So let's go ahead and check out the article. All right, so the name of the article: Toyota and Exxon testing synthetic fuel that cuts ICE emissions by up to 75%. If we are able to make fake drugs, and I'm talking about like fentanyl drugs that are synthetic, to alleviate pain, but obviously people are abusing it. But why can't we make fake fuels, right? Like an alternative fuel, and that's what they're working on. Now, certain people might not be happy about it, especially those. But why aren't those companies doing the same thing too? Like, why isn't BP also investing their money on synthetic fuels or something like that, some sort of alternative? There's a couple of different companies that are working on alternative fuels, but I'm all for it. You know what I mean? The longer we can keep and the fact that you can actually utilize this synthetic fuel on your internal combustion engine, which is great also, but we still don't know anything. This is still the early stages, and I'm just skimming through this article a lot, and I will leave a link in the description if you want to go check it out for yourself. Having a solution for liquid fuels that we can use in existing fleets, having it on the kind of policy construct where we allow the market to innovate, is the lowest cost way to decarbonize transportation, Madden said. Toyota says that its research proves that fuel could be used in existing older vehicle powered by internal combustion engine. It also points out the high carbon cost of producing electric vehicles and the uncertainty of where the electricity that powers them is coming from. Means that EVs are not strictly zero emission vehicles, which is completely true. Like if you look at Tesla, for an example, all those factories that they making the Teslas out of them, they're not carbon free. They're still using electricity running by natural gas. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. It's not making anything better. It's not really zero emission vehicles. It argues that synthetic fuels should also be considered as a way to meaningfully reduce carbon emissions. So I like this. I like the fact that Toyota is, investing their money on alternative and not just going all in with EV. I think that would be a mistake. I don't know. It seems like it's something that the Japanese are doing, that they're just trying to weigh their options. The fact that they're not going all in, obviously, it's kind of like that's why they're way behind when it comes to electrification. We've seen Toyota struggling with their first EV. Other companies have already put out several different EVs, so Toyota is like way behind pretty much majority of the Japanese companies, except for Nissan. Nissan has been doing EVs for a minute. I'm talking about that Nissan Leaf, and they just pull out their Ariya, which is their bigger SUV, sort of. Well, not really an SUV, but a crossover. I think that's what it's called. But I'm all for this synthetic fuel. No matter what you think the pace of electrification transition might be, there will be a billion, if not hundreds of millions of vehicles on the road for quite a long time, said Tom Stryker, Toyota's VP of sustainability. Lower carbon fuels are quite important in achieving those greenhouse gas reduction quickly. Completely agree. I think that we're going all in on the EVs, especially these certain companies, is a mistake. You gotta make sure you have your options. I know Hyundai and Kia, the company, they're also investing into hydrogen fuel cell vehicles too. So they're not all just going all in on the EV market. Seems like everybody just wants to make EVs. GM's going in on EVs. You have just different companies that are going all in, but you shouldn't go all in. Make sure you also try to diversify, have options, because you don't know where everything's gonna fall. We don't know where the chips are gonna fall, but we're still in the early stages of EVs as well as hydrogen, which I've talked about hydrogen a lot. But the problem with hydrogen is, I've said it in multiple videos, it's just the infrastructure is still not there yet. And same thing with the EVs, we're still not there yet. There's certain chargers, some of them aren't working, so maintaining them is an issue. And majority of the time, if you go to shopping or whatever, you go plug your car in, they're level 2s, which takes absolutely forever to recharge anything. You'd be lucky to get 5 miles a range within that 30 minutes or so that you go to go shopping or whatever, or even an hour. You'd be lucky to get 10 miles on a range on a level 2. Those things are fucking slow as shit. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next time. If you enjoy the content, as always, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. And thank you very much.